All right, lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. This is the first idea we have had that is related to a major phase of the correction process. Sweet, we're not even 2 weeks in yet. The reversal of the thinking of the world. Sounds big. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive. In other words, you're just watching what's happening in the world, right? That's how we're taught. Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see, which would go to something like Abraham and Law of Attraction, saying like how you're vibing, and even biologically, like we know our brain filters a lot of data. So depending on what you're thinking and doing, you're perceiving a certain world that sometimes other people aren't. In fact, we know that from witness accounts, right? No one's perceiving the same environment at the same time. So today's idea introduces that your concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea, your release is made sure, because you can't do anything about external events, but you can do something about your own thoughts, right? The key to forgiveness lies in it. Isn't that interesting? The practice periods for today's idea are to be undertaken somewhat differently from the previous ones. Begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. So my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And as it said here, the really exciting thing is forgiveness. Like the key to forgiveness lies in this thought, because you begin to realize that we're regenerating and creating past events. And as you realize that you're the one that's creating the things that show up, as you shift that, you realize it's not really about forgiving other people. It's about healing your own mind and perception. So begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Then open your eyes and look about, near and far, up and down, anywhere, during the minute or so to be spent in using the idea. Merely repeat it to yourself. My meaningless thoughts are creating a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. But as you do it, be sure to do so without haste and with no urgency or effort. To do these exercises for maximum benefit, the eyes should move from one thing to another fairly rapidly, since they should not linger on anything in particular. The words, however, should be used in an unhurried, even leisurely fashion. The introduction to this idea in particular should be practiced as casually as possible. It contains the foundation for the peace, relaxation, and freedom from worry that we're trying to achieve. Doesn't that sound lovely? On concluding the exercises, close your eyes and repeat the idea once more slowly to yourself. 3 practice periods today will be sufficient, but you could do 4 or 5.